Okay, so I went to Heidi and Orville's breakout, and it was titled Supportive Spouses. I have a very supportive spouse. I see Ashley brought her husband with her, so but they talked a lot about not only like having a supportive spouse, but they talked about things that you should do in your Scentsy business to help make you successful. And they said the number one lesson learned was complementary. You have two halves that make the same whole. And it's kind of like you make a yin and a yang together. One of you is the kite and one of you is the string. If you work together, you don't want to let any one person get too far ahead. You want to stay together and work your business together. Focus on your weakness and their strengths, and it'll balance each other out. Orville did a lot of the speaking, and he always said, Heidi just kind of sat there and smiled a lot, and she said, she kind of chimes in every once in a while, and he said, when you make a decision together, it's always a good decision. And they spoke of the love language, which, do you remember the 5 love languages?
All 5 of them, but.
Well, I guess there's a book titled Love Language, and you should always know your spouse's love language, so then, they might like it if you compliment them, or vice versa. You might like it if they do something nice for you. So, and they have a very good love language between the two of them, and it works really well for them. He really discouraged consultants that have spouses quit their jobs, because he said then Scentsy money doesn't become fun money. And he said that you should never, you should keep Scentsy as a secondary job so that you don't have to count on it to pay your bills, because then it doesn't become fun anymore. You should never spend family money on Scentsy. You should always spend Scentsy money on your family. So in other words, when there was a couple of things that he said, like your commissions and stuff, yes, you buy the scent and warmer of the month and stuff like that out of your commission, but the rest of your Scentsy money should go toward family instead of your family money going toward buying a bunch of Scentsy. And ask your spouse for favors, and so they become engaged, like have them stick labels on your bars for you, or have them do little things that they can do. I know that's my husband's job, is he always labels on my bars for me, because he can't screw that up. And he puts the orders together, but I have to bag them and package them and everything else, because in case he just missed one, one of the things he said was make sure they like you more when you're a Scentsy consultant than when you're not a consultant. So being that positive Scentsy person, like be that positive person all the time, and you're like the positive Scentsy girl instead of just when you're not, One other big thing that he said was, don't spend this year's money, spend last year's money. If you have the ability to save like a full year's of Scentsy money, then you should always spend last year's, because you never know what you're going to make the next year. And he said that really works for them, because then the following year you may not make as much, and you might have already spent too much. And he also said your first year as a consultant, which I know doesn't apply to a lot of people in here, but don't spend any of your money your first year, other than you're getting your website, and if you do the scent and warmer of the month, try not to spend any money your first year on your commission card. Just try to save as much as you can, so then next year you can spend last year's money. And he said, have your family decide on how they want to spend your Scentsy money. He was very about, like, like I said, you don't want to spend your family money on Scentsy, but your Scentsy money on family. Have the family make decisions, like, hey, next week we'll go to Disney on Mom's Scentsy card. That's pretty much
awesome.
All right.
Thank you. So Allie's going to talk about